To me, they're just born liars. I mean, their story just that keeps evolving to whichever version they want to do. If you think about this battle with the King and the Prince and Princess of Wales, they did everything in their power to welcome Meghan and Harry into the royal family. It was their choice, their decision. It just reeks of sour grapes, and you kind of watching it again, you realise what a petulant guy he is. And I think that really comes through, given the fact that he bailed out, without telling the judge, I might point out, here at his very first day of the London court hearing. Incredible.
What is going on, everybody? Wired here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Friday. I would like to apologize in advance for my very haphazard upload schedule. I've been doing a lot of stuff with my daughter today. Went to the park. We had a whole thing with the experiments, playing, tea shop and whatnot. But I finally got a little bit of time, so I wanted to make a video today on something I felt was very interesting about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's Spotify deal. Well, I guess really just Meghan Markle's Spotify deal, ending after season 1. Yes, you've heard that right. I know there's going to be a lot of tears. I'm very upset about it too. Archetypes is no more. What an inspirational and wonderful podcast that will no longer be broadcast to the world from the Duke and Duchess of Montecito. It hasn't really been a good year for these two. They got roasted in the Netflix series, and South Park came out with their episode. Now Prince Harry's making a fool of himself in the UK courts for invading his privacy. And now Spotify has decided to cast them out. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle's Spotify deal ends after season 1 of Archetypes podcast. I can't imagine why. I watched the first episode with Serena Williams. I thought it was very, very inspirational how Meghan Markle can just spend a whole hour with such a wonderful guest and just talk about herself and try to reframe the narrative about all the negative things that have been said about her. I can't imagine why Spotify wouldn't renew this deal. But let's read on here. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are parting ways with Spotify less than a year after the season 1 premiere of their podcast Archetypes. In December 2020, the couple signed a 3-year podcasting deal that, according to industry sources, was worth between $15 million to $18 million, which that's completely overinflated. I would not pay these guys, $15 to $18 to come and talk to me. Some reports indicate the deal was worth as much as $25 million. Again, it's absolutely amazing, how much inflated self-worth you can have from being born into the correct family or marrying into the correct family. Spotify and Archwell Audio have mutually agreed to part ways and are proud of the series we made together. A joint statement from Spotify and Archwell sent to Fox Business said, "It's unclear why Archetypes hosted by the former American actress is leaving the platform. The couple's production company landed the multi-year partnership following their royal exit. Their goal was to create podcasts and show that would tell stories through diverse voices and perspectives." Well, I'm going to tell you why it failed. It's a very low-effort podcast. Meghan Markle is not any sort of an interviewer. She's not any sort of anything other than a grifter, other than a social climber. And although people probably do want to hear things from inspirational women such as Serena Williams or Mariah Carey, I don't think they really care about Meghan Markle. And I don't think Meghan Markle has the interviewing skills to not frame the narrative back on her and say how her life has been so hard, even though she's living in a 16-bathroom mansion. The series premiered in August with tennis great Serena Williams as a guest. It became an instant hit, topping Spotify charts in 7 countries, including the US and the UK. Yeah, for about 1 week. It won the podcast award at the People's Choice Awards last year. Markle was also named a Digital Media National winner for the 48th Annual Gracie Awards in December. An award I'm sure she didn't pay for, because we know Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they never pay for awards. That's not a thing. Didn't they accept something from Robert Kennedy's daughter or something like that not too long ago for fighting against institutional racism, and then came out a couple months later saying that there was no institutional racism within the British family? Or is that just me? Am I remembering it wrong? I don't think so. So his Hollywood guests included Mariah Carey, Paris Hilton, and Mindy Kaling, who was, as you know, I love Mindy Kaling from her star-studded strut out of the show Velma, which completely obliterated the Scooby-Doo gang. Quote, I love digging my hands into the process, sitting up late at night in bed working on the writing and creative. Markle 41 said at the time. And I love digging deep into meaningful conversation with diverse and inspiring guests, laughing and learning with them and with each of you listening. And I will give Meghan Markle some credit here. I do think she had a lot of diverse and inspiring guests. If only they had a better host. Tech companies have been cutting costs in a rough economic environment, and Spotify has not been immune. 6 months after announcing that it would cut 6% of its global workforce, or about 600 jobs, Spotify said last week it was trimming another 200 jobs, which is definitely true. Spotify laid off about 500 people earlier in the year. I think a week or two ago, they laid off another 200 people. So, they're cutting costs. They're trying to obviously be profitable. But it's weird that somebody with so much clout, they would just cut. Maybe it's because, you're not offering anything of substance. And we haven't heard much about this podcast since it debuted. I mean, I'm not going to miss it. I don't know about you guys. But I have another article here I want to pull up. Leading Spotify figure lashes out at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle after end of podcast deal. Sussex's inked 3-year, $25 million deal with audio company to produce just one series of content, which... A leading Spotify figure has lashed out at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, branding the pair effing grifters after the audio company split the couple and ended their $25 million deal. Podcaster Bill Simmons, who sold The Ringer to Spotify for $200 million in 2020 and is now an influential executive there, slammed the Sussexes after their company Archetypes parted ways with the company. Harry and Meghan have signed a 3-year deal to produce content for Spotify, which is also home to the likes of Joe Rogan, which is, hugely successful in comparison to Harry and Meghan. But Meghan hosted just one series of Archetypes podcasts as part of the deal, interviewing Serena Williams, Mariah Carey, and Paris Hilton, among other guests. Simmons, who's Spotify's head of podcast innovation and monetization, criticized the couple on his own podcast on Friday. Quote, the effing grifters, that's the podcast we should have launched with them, he said. I got to get drunk one night and tell the story of the Zoom I had with Harry to try and help him with a podcast idea. It's one of my best stories. And I don't doubt that at all. Because as we have clearly seen from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, although they think they're very important, although they think they have a lot to offer to the world, they've had a lot of years since they left the royal family to do something constructive. And I always say this, they could have went anywhere and done anything. And if it just had some sort of integrity to it, some sort of substance, it probably would be successful in some vein. However, the only thing they seem to be able to do is criticize the royal family and say how hard their lives are, that they're multimillionaires, and it's got to be tough. What bathroom do I take a dump in? I don't know. There's too many to choose. Those are the problems of Harry and Meghan here, among many other things. Simmons' criticism comes as no surprise, as he had previously slammed Harry when he was under contract to Spotify, and in January said it was embarrassing to be affiliated with the same company. Shoot this guy to the sun, Simmons said on his podcast. I'm so tired of this guy. What does he bring to the table? I'll answer that. Nothing. He just whines about stuff and keeps giving interviews. Who gives a, ish? Who cares about your life? You weren't even the favorite son. You live in effing Montecito and you just sell documentaries and podcasts and nobody cares what you have to say about anything unless you talk about the royal family. You just complain about them. That's a pretty harsh take, but also I think pretty accurate. I think South Park did it well. I think Bill Simmons here, he talked about it really well. Nobody wants to be associated with these people. And in fact, you can't be associated with these people because as it's just come out with the whole Tyler Perry thing, when they went to live with Tyler Perry, they said they were running away. They were trying to get away, find freedom, yada, yada, yada. It just got leaked that, Meghan Markle was the actual one who told them they were at Tyler Perry's mansion and had the drones fly over so they could get tax-funded protection from the U.S. These people are nothing but grifters. These people stand for nothing. Don't have a big carbon footprint, but you got a private jet that you're flying around at least 100 times a year. But for regular people who want to go on vacation, you're the problem, huh? It's amazing. I can't even believe that there's like a whole Sussex squad who actually backs Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Absolute grifters. And I'm sure Netflix is not going to pick them up for another season either, but hey, we'll see. Apparently, Meghan Markle's going to release a book soon, just like Prince Harry did. I'm sure that'll be widely successful. Anyway, that's all I got. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for listening this long, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.